I joined TFA because I was really thinking about environmental change and the levers for empowering people to make choices that are better for the world, and I saw education as a really important mechanism there for changing the way that humans interact with each other and making a more positive future for Australia. I tend to teach a lot of everything at the moment. So I started and I run the Kitchen Garden program. I'm also a grade 10 geography teacher. I'm teaching Year 9 English, and really excitingly at the moment teaching Year 8 cooking as well. The thinking behind Muttonbird Masterchef was I went to a Indigenous Education PL at the end of last year and met Vicky Nicholson from Aboriginal Ed, and just got talking about the opportunities for Indigenous education in Tasmania, and she is so passionate, it's infectious.
Aboriginal Education Services have been producing what we've called the Orb for about 2 or 3 years now. And so Em and Reen, who are here with us today, were interviewed for that Orb, and they've also done a film of what they do when they go over to the Big Dog Island, which is where their whole family have been mutton birding there for several thousand years. And so Em and Reen are young people who are now the shed bosses of the island, and I approached them to come and work with us.
What's the cultural significance of mutton birding?
Oh, it's just something that Tasmanian Aboriginal people have always done, and it's a part of our culture we just want to keep alive and strong and thriving. It's the bird itself is an amazing bird, and we're very respectful of the bird, so we use as much of the bird as we can. And I think it's just that family feel, being on an island for 5 weeks with people that you may not see until you go birding, and that family and cultural connection of being back home on the islands and working just like our old people sort of did.
And a part of me just playing around on the Orb, I found this unit on mutton birding, and I've always been fascinated by mutton birding since I moved here, because I'm from Canberra originally, and I'd never heard of mutton birds, let alone mutton birding, and got in contact with Vicky and was like, I'm teaching Year 8 cooking, I would love to do this kind of inquiry task, and it's called Muttonbird Masterchef. So got in contact with her and started planning with the kids in Year 8 about how we would actually make this day happen. Yeah.
And so they had input into the recipes?
They did. We've been doing a whole lot of investigations. We've actually been Skyping Em and Reen Burgess, who are here with us today, to talk about mutton birding, and then we did an investigation where they had to come up with a recipe that they wanted to try for mutton bird. Playing around with this idea that mutton birding is a really exciting space where they're trying to figure out contemporary recipes, and these kids were really excited to be a part of that journey of how you can make mutton bird kind of translate into 2019 palates.
The birds we have are short-tailed shearwater, and they lay, so they would come back and lay in September, and then by March, or the end of March through to the last day of April, the birds are ready for the harvest. The taste is really unique. I think you either like it or you don't, but it's quite oily. I don't know, the only thing I've tasted that is even close or similar is a bit of salmon at the end where the fat is. So it's like a fishy chicken. I don't know. But we're very big on encouraging people that haven't been, so they can have a go and learn about it, because there's not many people left that actually know how to do it or want to go. So we're just really big on trying to promote it and get people to come and have a look.
Key learning outcomes I'm hoping for today is a lot of appreciation for Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures. Definitely lots of collaboration and communication. They're all working so well in the kitchen at the moment, helping each other out. Also just starting to think about different food types and what you could add, kind of texture and taste and all those aspects of diet as well. And I guess for me, probably the biggest thing is just hoping that they take something home from this and talk to their families about either food and nutrition or Indigenous ed or just what's happening at school.
The kids here today have absolutely loved it. They've jumped on board really well, and they're gone off with it. So it's really good to see.
So the learning is about recognising a deep cultural practice that has been going on for thousands of years, and then realising and recognising that that is being carried through in today's continuing culture.
I think the biggest thing I learnt during my placement was the strength of communities, and especially the strength of this community. I've been really lucky since day one to be welcomed to New Norfolk, and there's incredible knowledge and passion. And I think that's really helped me build a life in Tasmania, but it also means that there's this kind of enthusiasm to jump on really exciting learning activities like this.